Hello students, today we will do a new poem from the English book First Light. The name of the poem is Animals, written by Walt Whitman. In this poem, Walt Whitman has made comparison between human beings and animals, and he finds animals far better than human beings. I think I could turn and live with animals. Turning means that he wants to be an animal, he wants to live in the company of animals. So placid and self-contained. According to him, animals are very placid. Placid means calm, peaceful, and self-contained. Means they have a control over themselves. They are not like human beings. We don't have control on ourselves. We don't have any control over our anger. We don't have control over our desire. I stand and look at them long and long. He wants to stand there and look at the animals for a longer period of time. So, according to the poet, the animals are calm and they are not greedy as human beings. They are self-contained. These are the qualities which animals possess. Now the literary devices. Assonance, use of vowel sound, that is I think, I live with animals. The second is repetition. Repetition, use of the word long again and again. Then anaphora. I word is used at the start of two lines. I think and I stand. Now we move on to the second stanza. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. Whine means cry. So animals don't sweat. They don't cry like we human beings do for small things. We keep on complaining. We complain to God. We complain to our relatives. We complain to everyone about our miseries and about a bad condition, though we ourselves are responsible for a condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for the sin. They do not, the poet says that unlike animals, unlike humans, animals don't complain about their misery. They never stay awake in the night crying for their misdeeds, crying for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. As we human beings, we do a small deed, we praise ourselves a lot. We want others also to praise us for a small deed. If we help someone or if we help a person, we always want others to praise us. But animals don't do this. They never praise themselves. They never complain to God about anything. So they don't irritate. Animals don't irritate the poet about discussing their duties toward God. Duty means for their goodness, whatever the goodness they do. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented. The word demented means mad, the mania of owing thing. So they are not a single animal is dissatisfied. They all are satisfied with whatever they have. We human beings are never satisfied. Whatever we get, we are never satisfied with the thing. And no one is mad about possessing more and more things. We are ambitious, we are over ambitious, we want more and more. We don't want others to have anything, we want everything for ourselves. But animals are not like us. So the literary devices here is anaphora, they do not is anaphora. Metaphor, sweat and whine refer to the cries and complaints. So they are, it's a sort of a comparison made by the poet, so they are metaphor. No one kneels to another, nor to his kind. So here the poet said that he has never seen any animal showing his devotion to anyone by bowing down in front of others. They never do, even for their ancestors as well. As we do, we idolize others, we idolize our ancestors, but animals don't do this. They have belief on themselves. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So no one is respectable. All are equal. We human beings respect only the people who are rich, who are powerful. But in animals, they are not respectable at all. Not a single soul is respectable. And they are not unhappy also. Whatever they have, they are happy with it. So they show their relation to me and I accept it. They are very open with their relationship. And the poet accepts this fact that they are very open. They don't hide the fact that they kill and eat other animals, but we human beings appear to be, pretend to be kind and good to others, but in fact, in reality, we are totally opposite to that. They bring me token of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. The poet says that they bring that relationship openly to him, and he is very open. He has accepted the fact that, and he is very impressed with the fact that they show their relationship in a very open way. And now we move the literary device here, metaphor. The inner qualities of human beings are referred to as tokens. I wonder where they get those tokens. So the poet wonders, he is pondering, he is thinking from where these animals have got these qualities. In fact, human beings had these qualities. Human beings earlier were known for these qualities. Now from where the animals have got these qualities? Did I pass that way huge time ago and negligently drop them? So again the poet wondered that did he left them or had carelessly lost those qualities? The qualities that were found in human beings are now possessed by the animals. They are the masters. They have all those good qualities which human beings don't have. That was the explanation in English. Now I'll explain the same poem in Hindi. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. यहाँ पे कवि कह रहा है कि वो जानवरों की तरह बनना चाहता है और उनके साथ रहना चाहता है बहुत हमेशा के लिए, क्योंकि उसको लगता है जानवर जो हैं बहुत ही प्लासिड है, बहुत ही धैर्यवान है, सेल्फ कंटेंट है, उनमें बहुत संयम है, वो अपने पास जो कुछ है उसी में संतुष्ट रहते हैं। हम लोगों की तरह, हम मानव जाति की तरह नहीं, हम लोग जितना है उससे भी ज़्यादा पाना चाहते हैं और ज़्यादा पाना चाहते हैं और जो है उस पर कभी संतुष्ट नहीं होते हैं। आई स्टैंड एंड लुक एट देम लॉन्ग एंड लॉन्ग। अब वो कहता है वो वहाँ पे खड़ा रह के उनको बहुत देर तक देखना चाहता है, वो उनको जी भर के निहार लेना चाहता है, क्योंकि उसको लगता है कि जानवर इंसान से ज़्यादा अच्छे हैं। They do not sweat and whine about their condition. उसको ये भी लगता है कि जानवर बार बार अपनी चीज़ों के लिए ना रोते हैं, ना चिल्लाते हैं, ना गाते हैं। जैसे कि हम लोग अपनी जरा सी परेशानी में पड़ के तुरंत चीखने चिल्लाने लगते हैं, कंप्लेन करने लगते हैं। They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for the sin. वो रातों को जगते भी नहीं ये दिखाने के लिए कि वो अपने पापों पे रो रहे हैं, और हम अपने पाप पे रोते तो हैं लेकिन हम फिर वही काम दोबारा करते हैं। They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. और वे अपने कर्तव्यों की चर्चा करके मुझे परेशान भी नहीं करते। हम लोग अपने छोटे से कर्तव्य का पालन करते हैं और उसकी बढ़ा चढ़ा के बातें करते हैं। They do not, no one is dissatisfied, no one is demented with the mania of knowing things. कोई भी उन जानवरों में से असंतुष्ट नहीं है, कोई भी सामान के लिए, वस्तुओं के लिए पागल नहीं है। Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. उनमें से कोई भी एक दूसरे के सामने घुटने नहीं टेकता, किसी ऐसी परम, ना ही वो अपने दादा परदादाओं के सामने झुकते हैं, यानी कि वो चापलूसी नहीं करते। हम लोग क्यों झुकते हैं? अपने रिस्पेक्ट में कम, सम्मान में ज़्यादा, चापलूसी में ज़्यादा। अक्सर कोई बड़ा आदमी, कोई पैसे वाला आदमी, कोई बहुत शक्तिशाली आदमी के सामने हम चापलूसी करते हुए झुक जाते हैं। No one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. उनमें से कोई भी बहुत ज़्यादा अपने आप को बहुत ही रिस्पेक्टेबल नहीं समझता। उनमें से कोई भी ऐसा आदमी नहीं है जो अपने आप को बहुत इज्जतदार, ऐसा जानवर नहीं जो अपने आप को बहुत इज्जतदार समझता। जैसे हम मनुष्यों में हर आदमी अपनी इज्जत का, अपना मान सम्मान का बढ़ा चढ़ा कर वर्णन करता है, व्याख्यान करता है। So they show the relation to me and I accept them. वे अपने रिश्ते मुझे दिखाते हैं और मैं उन्हें अपनाता हूँ। They bring me token of myself, they evince them plainly in their position. वे मेरे लिए अपनत्व का संकेत देकर आते हैं, वे अपने स्वभाव को सीधे तौर पर प्रदर्शित करते हैं। I wonder where they get these token. मुझे आश्चर्य है उनको ये क्वालिटीज, उनको ये अच्छाइयाँ, उनके स्वभाव में अच्छाइयाँ कहाँ से आई? Did I pass that way huge times ago? क्या मैंने उनको, या हम मानव जाति ने, जो कभी हम मानव जाति का स्वभाव हुआ करता था, हमारी विशेषताएं हुआ करती थी, आज हम लोग अच्छाइयों को छोड़ के बुरे बनते जा रहे हैं और जानवर तो अपनी बुराई के लिए जाने लगते हैं। उन्होंने इंसान की सारी अच्छाइयाँ अपना ली हैं। वह ना लालची है, वह ना स्वाभिमानी है, वो झूठे शान के लिए एक दूसरे से लड़ते नहीं हैं, वो जैसे होते हैं वैसे ही प्रदर्शित करते हैं। हम दिखावे में, झूठी मान सम्मान में हीर बने रहते हैं। हम यही दिखाते हैं कि हम बहुत अच्छे हैं, हम दूसरों के पीठ पीछे उनके चुरा बोल देते हैं, सामने हम बहुत अच्छे बने रहते हैं। Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? तो यहाँ पे कवि आश्चर्य प्रकट करता है, उसे हैरानी होती है कि ये जो क्वालिटीज हैं ये जानवरों के पास कहाँ से आ गई। क्या वो जिन रास्तों से गुजरा बहुत बार, क्या उसने वो क्वालिटीज वहाँ पे लापरवाही में गिरा दी, जिनको जानवरों ने उठा लिया, अपने जीवन में अपना लिया और वे हमसे बेहतर बन गए। तो ये था इस कविता का सार, एक्सप्लेनेशन हिंदी में। अब आप लोग इस कविता को पढ़ें और यू गो थ्रू द पोएम, फाइंड go through the figure of speech that are also called literary devices. There is no rhyme scheme in the entire poem. Find out the question, frame the questions on your own, and prepare this poem for RTC as well. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks a lot.